Oh, good evening, viewers and VOD watchers. I hope you're good on this Wednesday evening. Why is my fucking lava lamp keeps going off? Gosh darn. Opti wiring. So, if I can. Cable. Cables are messing up, don't mind me. Let me just get to the chat screen. Oh, it always fucking happens on OBS. I don't know why. Shrink that down, stick this back here, and transition. There we go. As you can tell, here we are back with the tier lists for the all-class build for Baldur's Gate. I've completed my run in about 211 hours, not accounting for like reloads or idling. I don't know if it counts the game being open, if it's just the game being open, or if it's literally just on screen. But if it's the latter, then presumably to be some time for idling and whatnot, or checking sources, or what have you. So, to start off with, we're going to do some subclass tiering. So these are all the subclasses of clerics, paladins, because they get out first, second, third, warlocks, and sorcerers. So these are kind of like the closest thing to like a feat you can get while doing having an all class run, which, as a just to remind you all, is a actual achievement if you manage to multi-class as every class without respecking, which unfortunately I didn't do because I didn't realize you couldn't respec. You had to do it without respecking. That, and understanding the potential of how fucking great the wizard is for this build, given how, like, it's your only way of learning higher level spells basically. So, but I already did that last time, so you have to watch that VOD while it's still out before it'll go onto YouTube anyway. But that's so as I intend for this one to be as well. So with that in mind, let's get to what I'm gonna call like a scratch card tier list, which is basically everything is behind the thing. It's all predetermined, so it's just a case of, let me find the right thingy. It's a case of just like going by each box. I did this for my off-meta jungler tier list, so yeah. So, without further ado, let's start. And the first one, not that I think is necessarily a bad, like an objectively bad, what should we call it, subclass, but I just don't think it really, it gives a little bit, but I think not only is it like story related, that you already granted this subclass, but also I don't see much point being part of it, and that's the trickery domain for cleric. I mean, we can imagine a self check, which has its uses, don't get me wrong, but the only problem is like charm person, very common spell, disguise self, also very common spell. I don't think the spells are really worth it. Given that you can get them from bard, sorcerers, wizards, you can get charm person even from druid as well. And then blessing on tricks are like, I mean, it's fine, but like, I just think guidance, you just get more mileage out of guidance, not only just for stealth checks, but for just a bunch of other skill checks. You can grant your part, even if it's just a D4. Like, you have so much, you just have, a lot more mileage out of that. Even Bardic Inspiration as well, you just have a lot more mileage out of. But yeah, that's that one. And then the next one we'll get on to is also another cleric domain, the life domain. This one is more so because, I think, life domain, like, very cornerstone cleric domain, it does its job, it does one job really well. Only thing is, like, you're not necessarily having you won't necessarily have a lot of healing spells. You'd only have access to cure wounds. I mean, the other one you would probably prep is healing word if you're going with life domain. And even with that, like, because the only high level spells you're gonna get is from whatchamacallit? Is from the wizard. Yeah, that's it, from wizard spells. It then makes although you can benefit from Disciple of Life, target gains additional hit points equal to +2 plus the spell's level. So, although that would work with Vampiric Touch, which is a shit spell, because it does 3d8 damage as a melee, as a 3rd level melee spell, while Inflict Wounds deals like 3d10 as a 1st level, and the healing is like half the damage you deal. So on average, you're thinking of dealing like, God, it's like what, 12-ish damage, and you heal like 6 HP, which is fuck all. Like, this would make, I mean, this will give you like 5. I guess like this will make the healing a bit better, but other than that, there's not really other like, what other spells heal? I don't think there's a whole lot, to be honest. Okay, it doesn't actually list the sources of healing. Is this just from spells? When you cast a heal, okay, yeah, it is from literally healing spells, so you can't even get from potions. So yeah, like, I mean, the spells are fine. Bless is very good. Cure Wounds has its uses, but like, I just think Disciple of Life, although it makes Cure Wounds a bit better and Healing Word a bit better, I think what you gain at least like 3 additional HP from them, which isn't a whole lot, which counts for something for like, you know, 1st level or 2, but like this will just get outscaled. Like, this subclass will just be in the dirt basically by the time you get to like late game. With that, we are now on the okay subclasses, as it implies like these ones aren't necessarily, they have a use, they have a purpose that you could probably, it might benefit from like some sort of synergy, whether with a class or another subclass, or even with like a particular build, but they're all just simply better options out there, as you can see from the tiers above, especially, but most of which being in solid pick as well. And the first one we get off with is, I believe that is Draconic Sorcerer, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's Wild Magic. Okay, so technically, this one could be higher. I think this one could very easily be higher. Only because if you because there is kind of an exploit you can do where if you ritual cast a spell and you spam it, you technically can get, if you have like a desired effect, even if it's just finding a positive effect, whether it be like the one to enchant weapons or turn people to dogs, or I think that's one of them, or have advantage on like a specific role. I know Ties of Chaos does that, but I mean for like, you know, the whole list of effects, or maybe you want like spike growth or flying like very early, or summon a Cambion. Like, that's good. I mean, obviously there's the factor where it's random, so like you're not guaranteed it, even if you try and spam cast like Featherfall, for instance. I know that's patched out now, but I know that was a thing where you know, that was something that I think you could do. I don't know which patch I saw that one in, but if it's still an exploit that can be, you know, taken advantage of, then I think it's one that is you know, worth getting into. It's just more so like, I think Ties of Chaos is a fine thing to get. The only thing is it's just very random. Like, there's a lot of things you could probably benefit from it, but if you're dealing with like 12 different class effect, like abilities and whatnot, and if you have a livid powers on top of that, then that's a whole other can of worms. And then you have to tend with fucking wild magic. Like, I mean, the build is like pretty reasonably complex as is, but like throwing like something as chaotic as this in is just like, yeah, brain busting pretty much. It's gonna frazzle your brain trying to frazzle your brain trying to like comprehend like all this stuff. Like, you try and like cast, I'm gonna cast Hex onto someone, and then you turn to a fucking sheep. So like, oh, there goes like my booming blade damage, and my for this turn, or Eldritch Blast usage, or whatever action you're using. So yeah, has its pros and cons for sure, but that is wild magic for you. That do be the nature of it. Next up on this, we have Draconic Sorcerer. That's why I thought it was Draconic. It's just very similar image. Same color as well. This is a fun... I mean, I rolled this for Sorcerer because all the subclasses I got were random. This is a fine one. I mean, for like level 1, you don't get a whole lot. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess like the slight increment of like hit points like going up is good. I mean, it's like it goes up by 1, which is not a whole lot, but hey, it's something. Draconic Resilience, basic armor is 13 plus your dex. I mean, effectively this is just like a free mage armor, which is pretty nice. And then like getting a random spell from this. Not a random spell, but depending on your Draconic ancestry. I would say it's kind of hard because a lot of these are like pretty common wizard spells. I think the White Dragon is like pretty good. You know, getting Armor Bagaphy so you don't have to get it from Warlock. Where you can get like Arms Vadar, or I'm trying to think what else. There's probably some other good what spells do Warlocks get first level that's worth getting? Hellish Rebuke, I guess, would be pretty solid. Like Hex, because I would normally say like Armor Bagaphy and Hex, but if you can get Hex or Armor Bagaphy from Draconic Bloodline, then I guess like going with Hellish Rebuke is like a pretty solid option. But yeah, so like the White Dragon, which gives you cold, I think it's cold resistant, isn't it? Is it cold resistance? Oh, it's just fire damage. Oh, it's just damage. Source with list. Okay. Oh no, that doesn't come to like 6th level. Okay. And you have a difference. Red Ancestor and the White Dragonborn. Oh, that's kind of sick actually. I like the multicolors on the Dragonborn. That's pretty cool. Like, I mean, a lot of these you can like get from Wizard one way or another, like Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Sleep, Fog Cloud, Featherfall, Red Sickness, which I think is just like an okay spell. Disguise Self. I think Witch Bolt is probably the second best choice in my opinion. I know you can also learn this via Wizard, but it does free up like the need to get it from like the Sorcerer. I did suggest you get Sorcerer by 4th level, and then Wizard by 5th. So going off that, if you really wanted Witch Bolt or a particular spell that didn't have to, I think for Sorcerer spells it's probably best to like have something that goes into like has a saving throw or attack roll, largely because you could take advantage of your Charisma mod, which should be high for this, given that you're multi-classing to like 4 different Charisma spellcasters, which is the most, Charisma being the most common spell mod in the game. So yeah, that's what. So yeah, I think it's a fine pick. Even if you don't really get a lot, I mean, Draconic Resistance is kind of the only thing that kind of holds it back, as well as like Draconic Resilience. Like additional spell's fine, but like unless you intend to like not wear any armor, like you won't get a whole lot of mileage out of it. Is the only thing. But yeah, that's what I can really say about that. And next up on the list is Archfey. Patron. Wait, is this Archfey? That is Archfey, isn't it? No. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna say that's Archfey. I think I intended that to be Archfey. This is one I rolled for my character as well. I think it has a fine. Like, its level 1 ability's fine. Like, you can either charm or fight on a nearby foe with Fey Wild Magic. And Verify and Sleep. Like, Verify is like a very good spell to learn. Obviously, I was playing a Drow, so like I got it anyway, so it wasn't really it didn't really give much use to my character. Sleep, again, it's a wizard spell, so it's kind of somewhat wasted, other than unless if you intend to really cast a spell. But I think there are better spells out there, in my opinion, both to prep as a wizard and to learn from like warlock spells. So yeah, I think it's alright. It's an alright thingy. Spells are neat, but I wouldn't really get past that any more than that. Next up, we have, I believe this is Nature Domain. Cleric, where is it? Yes, Nature Domain, which you gain heavy armor proficiency, which is odd, given this is to do with nature. Which, if you look at something like Druids, which is like the nature class, they don't even wear metal armor. So this game metal armor is kind of bizarre for like the theming and whatnot. Basically, you gain additional skill, which is kind of nice. Gain Speak with Animals, which is a pretty useful ritual spell. Although you could learn it anyway via being a druid or make one of your bard spells, since you get 4 spells for being a bard. And Animal Friendship as well, and then you learn and then you gain your Poison Spray, Produce Flame, Shillelagh, or Thorn Whip. Now, that's the cantrip of choice. So Shillelagh, I think, is spell modifier, which would be Wisdom. Like, I wouldn't really invest a whole lot of Wisdom. Like, maybe at most like a +1, because I just don't think there's a lot of things that really benefit from it. It's more so if you really want the saving throw from like the Warlock, for instance, where if you're going with like a Charisma and Wisdom saving throw, as opposed to like Strength and Dexterity from like Monk, which those two are like the suggested like first 2 classes you dip into for your first 2 classes, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think the spells are alright. They're fine. I think getting a skill proficiency, if I can actually say the word right. Excuse me. It has its uses. I think probably Thorn Whip might be the best spell like out of this list, in my opinion. Produce Flame like has its utility, like has like okay damage, although they're just better damage dealing spells. You probably would get them via like being well, Eldritch Blast is like, you know, the spell you would probably spam the most, as I did in my playthrough. And if not, like there's a lot more utility in using like either like Ray of Frost or an AoE like Acid Splash, or what have you. Shillelagh, I don't think you get a lot of mileage. I don't think there's much point in like speccing to Wisdom, personally. So yeah, I think this is very much like a middle of the road. Like, it's okay, but like, yeah, I just don't think you get a whole lot of it other than the spells you learn from it. Next up, we've got Solid Picks. Oh, where's my freaking jaw? Ah, where's my freaking jaw hurt? Oh, it's not like that corner. I've been leaning on it or tensing or something. No idea. But anyway, so these are ones I would probably, at the very least, are recommendable in some way or form. And then, you know, if you want to complement them with any of the classes above, or either, yeah, just in this tiers above mainly, then yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I mean, it's more so depends if you prefer like the classes or the play style, or could make it work with like the synergy with the other classes you're speccing into. So, first of all, we have got, was it the Fiend Warlock, which I believe, I can't remember what spells does it give you again? I know it gives you temporary hit points if you take down an enemy. Charisma bar plus Warlock level, which at most is going to be 4. This is more useful against like Horde battles, like later on. But you do get Burning Hands and Command, which Command is pretty solid. It's a pretty decent spell. Burning Hand is alright. The only thing is that holds it back is obviously being a deck save. That a lot of things are going to save against it. So it's only really best against just either a large swath of enemies or just enemies with just bad dexterity. But yeah, I think this is pretty solid. I think you get like a reasonable amount out of this. I know like the temporary hit points will like just deflate or just fall off like higher levels. But even so, like you could still like regain it. I don't think there's like a limit, is there? Yeah, there's no limit. So like you can just like take down a minion, gain temporary hit points, soak up some damage, kill another minion of sorts, gain temporary hit points and what have you. So like whether it's like, you know, you're fighting off skeletons or you're fighting off like not imps, that's like literally an Orloid. Maybe imps if you've gone Warlock first level. Obviously I know this is like the one that Will would go for. This is like Will's like default class. So yeah, there's that. But other than that, if you just like the subclass, then like go for it. Otherwise, you might be interested instead in... Oh, this is the Archfey. I thought it was a great... I think this one's a great old one. I mean, the symbol is Archfey. Let me check. No, I would say this... No, I would say this is a great old one. I think this makes sense. When on a crit against a creature... Creature must succeed on a wisdom save or become frightened until the end of the next turn. So, how does use this? Obviously, that would be good if you want to spec into like a crit build, more so. I'm sure there's a way for like the other classes, also other subclasses that can synergize into it in some way. Gets to Tasha Sidious Laughter and Dissonant Whispers. Both of those you'll probably get via their respective classes, but if you want to like free up like a wizard spell or bard spell and have it for something else, then I guess you can go with this. Dissonant Whispers does like pretty good damage and is a good debuff. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a good it's pretty solid CC against like a single target. So yeah, I could certainly see like the mileage of taking this subclass. Oh, excuse me. And I think something like that, for it to really flourish, I think it's probably be like more build dependent, or like just, or be better if it's synergized with other classes and what have you. So, but yeah, maybe there's something to that actually. But next is that Vengeance? That is Over Vengeance Paladin. Personally, my favorite paladin to go with for Dark Urge, I think it makes the most sense. I know it's the one that Minthara is. Unless you decide to respec her or make her an Oathbreaker. Whether you can do that or not, I would imagine you would be able to. Only thing is with paladins, you don't gain the spells until the oath spells until 3rd level, so you're just stuck with like just the tenets of said oath and then the ability. So with this, all you get is that you can deal additional charisma modifier raging damage and can daze enemy for 1 turn if you use your channel oath charge for Inquisitor's Might. It could also work on an ally's weapon as well. So is it each weapon attack or is that a single weapon attack? Grant a 2-turn single target buff. 2-turn single target buff. Okay, so I think so. Yeah, that can work on like if you have like a multi-attacker. So if you have like Lae'zel or like another fighter in the party, or like whether or have like a ranger, like if you have like Minsk that is like dual wielding, for example, then that certainly has its uses. And dazing, that has a pretty good debuff, isn't it? Yeah, disadvantage on wisdom saves, can't take reactions, loses dex bonus to the armor class, which is a really fucking good debuff. Like, I mean, I would if I could, oh fuck. Is my thing still working? All bar classes easy pick. Don't at me. Yeah, okay, here's the music again. For fuck's sake! Oh my god. I keep fucking clicking my Fruity Loops and it keeps fucking up my audio. God. How I detest fucking ASIO for all. It's just so awkward. But yeah, but anyway, as you, I can tell this is Brian, Big Nose 2210. Like, I see you. Easy. All pod classes, easy peak, don't have. Well, the only thing is, this is for classes that you get at level 1, because this is to do with like the whatchamacallit. I'm on the wrong thing here. It's here. It's for any classes that you can dip into if you're multi-classing with every class. But I'm sure there's some pretty solid bard classes that you can dip into. I think Lore Bard would be pretty fun. Yeah, but I think you can only learn like additional spells like later levels, I'm pretty sure, with a Lore Bard. But yeah, other than that. But other than that, I think honestly, I think Vengeance Paladin could be higher on this list. I never really thought about like giving the buff to an ally, but damn, oh my fucking god. I'm fucking unpinning this. This is obnoxious. Okay, there we are. Because it's right by my fucking paint thingy. Is my okay? It says my thingy's still working. That's fine. So yeah, dazing an enemy is just a very good debuff, even if it's just for one turn. You can capitalize on it by just, you know, there's a lot of spells have wisdom save, so just having disadvantage on it is just very good. Even if it's just an attack roll. Like, even if they daze with the first attack, and they have like 1 or 2 more attacks, and like, you know, there's just a lot of good follow-up with that. As long as they're not just wearing heavy armor or whatnot. But yeah, I think you can get a lot of mileage out the Vengeance Paladin, honestly. So with that, next up we have, speaking of Paladin, I think this is, hang on, is it Devotion? Yes, Paladin of Devotion. So you have a Vengeful Aura that deals 1d4 radiant damage to anyone who hits them with a melee attack. So, I mean, does this last for the target Vengeful Aura? Okay, so it pretty much just oh yeah, this damages anyone within like the given area. That also lasts for 2 turns as well. Honestly, I think the Vengeance one is probably higher. I would swap these two personally. I think Vengeance is here and then Devotion's here. I just think what you get for Vengeance Paladin is just a lot. While I think this is fine. It's very simple, it's very to the point. I don't know if I would probably put this one down one. Honestly, I would probably put this maybe. Would I put this like above the Draconic one? Draconic Sorcerer. Maybe. Maybe. I might just like make a note. I know this is my official list. So I'm... Oh, that is the wrong color. So I'm gonna... That is too thick still, so I'm gonna say like... This one goes here. Instead, because... Yeah, I just think it's all right. One thing. Honestly, I don't know why I put it so high. I thought this lasted for like... I thought Holy Rebuke lasted longer. I didn't think it was just 2 turns. I think I think having a debuff that you can stick on anyone and getting like a massive benefit. Especially if it's someone high in the turn order as well. yeah, I think you can get a lot out of that compared to Devotion Paladin. But anyway, next I believe I should really have these up. I mean, I have the subclass list. Yes, the Light Domain. Probably one of my favorite of the OG like cleric subclasses or cleric domains. What's it get? Warding Flare, reaction, shield yourself with Divine Light. You can impose disadvantages on attacker as a reaction, and you gain light, you gain Burning Hand and Fairy Fire. Like, honestly, this is a pretty baller dip. Like, getting something that's a reaction is like there's not many subclasses that give you like a reaction. Like, there's a handful of spells that tap into that, but God, my fucking jaw. I don't know what's wrong with it. But yeah, something that allows you to like just impose disadvantage on a creature is like just pretty good. Light is a solid cantrip. Like, it's good for like the Shadow Curse land, and what have you. And then has like maybe sparse utility outside of that. Burning Hand's decent. Verify is very good. Yeah, I think this is like, again, as the tier implies, it's a solid pick. It's middle of the road. Almost middle of the road. 3, 6, 7, 8. 9. This is, I mean, it's within the top 10 of subclasses. So like, I mean, I'm a 6. So okay, there's like a top 10 and a bottom 10. So if the Vengeance Paladin is like in the top. In the top of the bottom 10. This is the bottom of the top 10. If you follow me. So yeah, like, Light Domain, I would imagine there's probably a lot of like thematical stuff, especially if you go like Saluna as your deity. So yeah, I can imagine there's gonna be, I know, I guess I know you can obviously pick any domain, but like for like role playing sake, or for sake of like continuity. Because, like, oh yeah, I'm a Light Domain cleric, I'm a worshipper of Shah. Like, you know, it wouldn't make a lot of sense if that was the case. So, I mean, if you want to, like, have, like, a Saluna cleric, that would give you, like, a lot of interesting dialogue and whatnot, then, like, yeah, I think this would be a really good subclass for that. Oh, wrong one, I don't reveal that one yet. Next one we have is the Shadow Sorcerer. This one is particularly good if you want like a tankier character, especially if you want to have better dark vision as well. Can see up to 80 feet. I know drows have like improved dark vision, but I don't know how much it goes up to. If it's the same. Okay, yeah, it's the same. So unless if you're like a Dwago or a drow, like this is pretty good. Like Ice of Darkness is like pretty good, unless if I would rate this low if you're playing a drow or a Dwager that already has this. But Strength of the Grave, which is effectively like a spare the dying on yourself, is just very good. Even if it's just a single use. It has its uses when, you know, you'll be downed in combat, and you know, you could either look to like either like move and heal, or just simply recenter, or well, not recenter, reposition, and then or you know, just have something, or just cast something defensive, like with this subclass, you can cast Darkness. Obviously, you can do that if you're a drow, but not. I think there's better species / races for this, in my opinion. But hey ho. But yeah, I think this is pretty solid. I don't know if I would rate it as high as what I have here. I'll probably just like maybe put it a bit lower. I would say, I say it's better than Nature Druid. I think having a single HP, especially if you take like a shit ton of damage, is pretty useful. I don't know if in Baldur's Gate, if you take like an excessive amount of damage, that it can kill you instantly. I think that could be the case. But I don't know if this negates it. If it does, then this would be higher. Maybe not here, but like higher between knees. I would, so like, God, I would probably say this one. Assuming you get value out of what was it? Eyes of the something. Was it Eye of the Dark? No, Eyes of the Dark. I want to tell my fire to want to spell dying. Probably say. I think I'd rather have Archfey Cleric, not just Archfey, but Fiend Warlock. I meant to say Warlock for both of these. When I say this is better than Nature Druid or more ideal, I think you gain more from that. Oh yeah, I said this was Great Old One. An Archfey. Probably stick it here in that case. Yeah, I think there's better options. But hey ho. Anywho. Let's get to the next top of this one. It is Death Domain Cleric. Which has... I don't think it has a similar-ish. I can't remember so definitely. Your Necromancer that can target one creature can target an additional creature. You gain proficiency in martial weapons, which if you're multi-classing with everything, you're gonna pretty much get anyway by just multi-classing a ranger, fighter, or barbarian, or paladin even. This one's very good because you can gain False Life, which is a pretty solid spell. Although personally, I think Arm of Agathe is better in my opinion, but if you wanted to recast something for the sake of like just having more temporary hit points, then False Life is pretty solid at that. Red Sickness is okay spell, and then you gain your choice between either Bone Chill, Bone Chill, Bursting Sinew, or Toll the Dead. Bursting Sinew would be funny if you just had like a bunch of corpses. Like I've seen someone like, it was a video of someone saying if you could beat the game by only casting Bursting Sinew, and they just had like crates and crates of bodies where they can just fucking blow up. I guess if you did that, that would be pretty worth it. Toll the Dead, which I think is I think, you know, I mean it's a wisdom save, so it's still, you know, wisdom's still a very good save. So there's still very like the chance you can miss it. I think is probably a better spell than Sacred Flame. Well, at least it's more. Oh god. At least it's more fortunate than Sacred Flame. God, what would I pick? I think they all have their uses. Personally, I use Toll the Dead more, so I would probably pick that. Bursting Sinew is very useful, especially if you want to like line up two different AoE attacks. So yeah, you can certainly get like pretty potent damage from that by just, you know, casting it twice. I don't know if it like stacks, because god, could you imagine dealing like what 60-10 like piercing damage with a cantrip only because you can cast it twice? That sounds wacky. And yeah, Bone Chill I think it has its uses against like enemies that can heal and whatnot. But I think it's pretty situational for it to shine. Other than that, I think this is a very good subclass. Worth a dip in even for just the not only the additional cantrip, but the doubling of the damage of said cantrips. The only thing is you can't target the same creature twice like you can with like Eldritch Blast. But even so, like targeting two separate people is still a pretty solid thing, especially with like Toll the Dead, which deals what 1d12? No, 1d10 I think. Yeah, 1d12. Jeez. Pretty nice. So, yeah, you can get 60-12 thingy damage, necrotic damage, just by just with this. So, yeah, just doubling up your damage with your cantrip damage is just very good. And I would only have it, you know, against creatures that, for one, are obviously missing their hit points, and for two, would likely suck against wisdom saves, assuming that the chance to hit them is higher than Eldritch Blast. Otherwise, you miss just click that spell. Right, and now we're effectively going into the A tier of this tier list. So these are classes, or subclasses, shall I say, that are probably some of the best ones to just tap into. Even if it's just like, even just, like I said, even if it's just a single level of the said subclass. I think there's a lot of, like, whether it's like, there's some really good synergy with like the other classes, or you just get like a lot of bang for your buck. Like, yeah, some of these are like the top picks that I think you should consider if you're going with a fully multi-classed character. And the first one to start off with, we have Oath of the Crown Paladin. This is the one that I rolled, and it has a very, very useful buff, which I don't think... Wait, Oath of the Crown. Wait, does it not have the... Oh, no, here it is. I went onto the page for some reason. If I went to a Paladin page. Righteous Clarity is your channel up ability. So you either target yourself or your ally to grant a target proficiency bonus to attack rolls, which pretty useful. Honestly, I don't know why I'm playing the Paladin classes so high. Like, this is only very good because it scales. Yeah, and I don't know why I'm sticking, like I said, I don't know why I'm sticking all the Paladin classes so high up. I would say, because this is also good on, like, not only like, this isn't just like for one attack, is it? Self ally. Oh no, it lasts for 10 turns. So this lasts for so much longer. Actually, that's like, what? That's like a +4. It goes up to like late game. So I get +4 buff on a ally that you get. How many Channel Oath charges do you get? Is it 1 or 2 you start off with? I'm pretty sure it's... Where's Paladin? Oh, it's here. Does it say how many Channel Oath charges you get? Lay on Hand charges. That's Lay on Hand. I mean Channel Oath. Okay, you gain 1, but it's per short rest. So effectively, you gain 3 per day. Doing this like 3 times per day, like, this is really good. Like, I mean, effectively, it's like a 20% chance, and it's either you or an ally that can benefit from this. So you could just give this buff to like a star in, and then you can just kind of just pop off. Like, there's a lot. Like, it's a simple buff, but I don't know if I would stick it as high as this, to be fair. I would probably say... I mean, a debuff is very good, don't get me wrong. If you can put this on a multi-attacker and spread it to other enemies within the same turn, I would probably say this is higher. So, again, I'm going to have to switch it up again. Like, I did this tier list a while ago, bear in mind. And now, like, after playing through the game, like, you just kind of have, like, a better idea, like, what you're going to get more mileage out of. Like, don't get me wrong, this is still really good. This is still a really good subclass. Well, I say this is the best one, though. God, because what, 20%? And isn't the Dazed one a wisdom save? It can daze enemies. Effective weapon. Effects, character, weapon text. It says can, which isn't... Duration 1 turn. Is it no save? Duration weight. and daze enemies. Oh, it can just straight up daze enemies. Okay, so I'm gonna say, yeah, these two are down there. I think these two are still really good. I would probably say Crown is... Would I say this is... I think you get more for whatchamacallit, light domain. I'll probably say it's here. But in saying that, I would probably like move like... God, this is gonna get so fucking messy. I'll probably say this, this, and this. Oh god, this is gonna look like a fucking... Let me at least like... Wait, let me put this as orange. Okay, maybe not there. But maybe an arrow pointing up. I would probably say these are all a tier up. Maybe this one too. Maybe I should have just done 4 tiers after all. Fuck me. Oh well. This is an old ass list, and maybe I should have redone it. On a tier maker instead of going with an old image, but oh well. But anyway, the next class, we've got Knowledge Domain. Another class I rolled with. This one grants 2, if I remember correctly, it grants 2 skills between like Arcane, Nature's, not Survival. It was Arcane, History, Nature, and Religion. And you also gain Expertise, which is also very useful. And then the domain spells you get is Command and Sleep. Which is like, it's a decent pick. I think the domain spells are solid. I think the expertise is very useful, especially for like, you know, learning my magical effects, or I don't know which one of these is best for Baldur's Gate in general, because like obviously there's like a lot of mileage you can get out of just having like a skill monkey of a character. Because I think my guy, although I did have the lifted powers, I think I had like, it was like expertise on like 3 skills and proficiency in like 10 of them, I'm pretty sure. Because you've got your base proficiency, I've got 3 from Bard, 2 from Background, 1 from Drow, which is Perception, 1 from Range, which is 7, 1 from Rogue, which is 8, 9 and 10 from Knowledge Domain. So that's at least 10. I can't remember if I gained 11 from somewhere. But yeah, I my guy just ended up just hoarding like skills over time. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I mean, this is more so good if you just want like a load of skills. Otherwise, if you want more combat and whatnot, like all of these are probably a better choice for you, but obviously it's more for taste really. But additional skills with expertise on top is just very good. Having a perpetual +4 to skills, it's just like having max guidance on them at all times, which is baller. The next one we have is the highest rated highest ranked thingy, which is Oathbreaker for Paladin. And then the Oathbreaker, like, quote, "To know the reason for your fall is perhaps to know the shape of things to come." Good old Scottish Oathbreaker Highlander guy. What a cool fella. But anywho, Spiteful Suffering is the ability, which target takes 1d4 plus charisma on necrotic damage each turn attack rolls against it have advantage. I think it's just a straight up debuff if I'm not wrong. Steep an enemy with darkness that churns within you. Damage each turn attack rolls against it have advantage. Which, yeah, I mean, it's a single target like debuff. It's a charisma save, which is like pretty rare. It's for 3 turns. But yeah, your rogue would go crazy with this. I mean, even when you have like sneak attack, like this is obviously like very good synergy. Even with like the or even if you're casting Booming Blade, or you're spamming Eldritch Blast on them, or using like Monk's Flurry of Blows, like having advantage on attack rolls just, it's simple but it's just effective with like a lot of other subclasses and what have you. But would I say this is as high? God, time to fuck up this this thingy list again. Sorry, folks. It's still a very good subclass. I still recommend it. I would probably say, would I say it's better than Crown? The only thing it, like, what, 50% on average bonus to attack rolls and deal additional damage compared to a D4. So if you're assuming you have a +3 charisma mod, I mean you've decked out on charisma. Oh god, excuse me. My fucking nose is going crazy over here right now. Charisma mod. So that's on average about 5.5 damage on top. Damage each turn. So that's at least like what, 3d4 plus 9. So 7.5 plus 9 is 16.5. That's kind of a similar amount to like casting a first level spell, which yes would slightly fall off, which yeah would be difficult to utilize in the in Act 2, where a lot of things have either immunity or resistance to necrotic damage. I would probably say it is maybe 1 though actually than Crown. So yeah, I hope this is like readable, where like I think Crown I would probably put just ahead of Oathbreaker, although I think Oathbreaker still has like a pretty valid use for it and whatnot. So yeah, there's that. I keep saying yeah, there's that. I don't know, it's just weird habit. So yeah, there's my tier list slowly fucking up over time as I realize things. And finally, on the top of great synergy, it is the Thunder. No, it's the Tempest domain. That's it. The one that deals thunder and lightning damage. This is very high because it has a reaction as well. Yeah, reaction, you can strike back against attacking creatures dealing 2d8 lightning or thunder damage. When a saving throw, you gain proficiency heavy armor martial weapons, which you'll probably have anyway, but it's nice to get earlier on. Assuming you, well, heavy armor is nice because like there's very few things that give you heavy armor proficiency. Since you only get medium armor from at most from multi-classing, and so this is good if you want to go with like a strength-based build. I know same thing with like nature, but I think you're getting more bang for your buck here. And then like the main spells are decent. Thunder Wave, knockback things, and what have you. Fog Cloud, Obscure Vision can go back and forth. It's like if you want to go out, shoot things, and then go back in. And then if they try and hit you in the Fog Cloud, then you can just use Wrath of the Storm. The only thing is Wrath of the Storm is a Charm Affinity thing, isn't it? It isn't actually. Based actually. Yeah, what was it? So this is kind of like a somewhat build-defining subclass because, like I said, if you want to go all in strength instead of you know, going for a dexterity bit, although going with dex is very likely going to give you more mileage. But if you wanted to like dabble in like going with strength and utilizing like, it would mean that like, well, actually no, you could still use Flurry of Blows. You only caveat is that yeah, there's a few like monk things that obviously won't work. So you'd probably want to go with this where if you either have like barbarian or fighter already class, or I say class, like if you have a level in either like fighter, barbarian, or even ranger, since ranger has like, I think there are some niche builds you can go with like a strength ranger. But yeah, I think that could be a pretty interesting thing to build around. And then like I said, their spells are like pretty solid as well. Even though they're both pretty common spells, but they're still pretty useful ones at the very least. Then you could look to prep different wizard spells as well for whenever you get this class. If you decide to get this before you spec into wizard. And finally, we have the peak, the best subclass dips to get for if you're multi-classing into everything. There's only 3 that these ones are the ones that I think you should either consider or you should dip into every single time, unless if you have like a different build in mind. But other than that, let's get into the top 3. In the taking the bronze medal, we have Storm Sorcerer, which, interesting fact, is the default subclass for Dark Urge, which I bet you didn't know. And it simply gets the bone, and why is it this good, you ask? It's because after casting a first level spell, you can cast Fly as a bonus action without receiving opportunity attack. So although you do need a spell slot to use, the fact that not only can you fly, which is already like a 3rd level slot, a spell slot, which is also an Illithid power, so you don't have to wait till like Act 3 to excuse me, to benefit from it. But obviously the only caveat is that you need to cast a 1st level spell. I don't know if it's lasts for the duration of said spell or if it has its own duration. I would imagine it's the latter. Okay, it's a single turn, but even so, a single turn is like to be able to reposition as a bonus action without like blocking attacks from enemies. Like, that's really good. Like, there's probably a lot you can do with that. Like, even if you just like simply I wonder if it applies to like if you can recast like Hex as well. Probably not. It probably is coded like you have to like use up a spell slot in order to like benefit from it. But even so, like you probably want like, you know, spell slot well, there's spell slot elixirs where you can gain an additional spell slot. So you probably want to like abuse those so that you can proc Tempestus magic more so. And then you can just constantly reposition without needing to worry about attacking. Like yeah, it's just, yeah, that just has like oodles of uses. Like being able to like move freely. I mean, it says it's a bonus action. I mean, I assume up to 30 feet. Is this an addition to your 30 feet? Is that an addition to your movement? Surely not. Like, otherwise that's like a dash and a disengage. Is it additional movement? It's free movement if you're not using your bonus action. 10 additional free movement, therefore moves. No, I think that's from D5th edition. Really, it's free movement? Bonus action ones you come by. Cast spells, then get some high area to stay out of physical combat. So yeah, if you wanted to like just cast that melee spell, go into melee range, beat the shit out of someone, and then I mean the only thing is like you probably need like a touch spell. Like I guess like if you I guess like one obvious synergy is that if you learn inflict wounds from the cleric's spell list, if you have that prepared, and then you attack somebody with it, and then you can just like fly out of range, then yeah, that will go crazy. Like, that'll be insane. So, yeah. Like, things that can just, like, manipulate movement is just, like, some of the best things. Like, not just in Baldur's Gate, but just in gaming in general. Like, I remember in, like, League where, like, in days where, like, they had Gale Force and, like, Prowler's Claw. Like, just giving something, like, a dash like that, just, like, changes up, like, so much what you can do with, like, a character. When, like, you just give it additional movement. Is additional movement free? That's what I want to ask. The additional movement does not count against your speed. So, effectively, it's a dash and a disengage. That's, like, that is just cunning action, but uses up a spell slot. Like, that's the only caveat. But that's still, like... That's still a pretty strong caveat. Like, I gotta say. Wow. So, yeah. I'm gonna keep this one up here, because I think this one is just so fucking worth it. Undoubtedly, like, the best sorcerer class to dip into, in my opinion. For sure. And with that, we get to the silver medalist for subclasses, and that goes to War Domain Cleric. This subclass is a fucking beast, from what I remember. I'm pretty sure this is the one that gives you an additional attack as a bonus action. And even if it costs a bonus action for said additional attack, you can just... If you have, like, Tempest Domain as well... Sorry, not Tempest Domain, but Storm Sorcerer, that's what I meant to say. They're both very similar in theme and whatnot. Yeah, you could just whack people. So you could just either use your bonus action, just constantly, like, have an additional attack on someone. Or with your main hand weapon. Or you can just decide to disengage. So, like... So yeah, you can just obviously it depends if you cast a spell slot or not for the Storm Sorcerer ability. But even so, like, what, Divine Favor, which I'm pretty sure this is the only subclass to gain this. I mean, it's a paladin spell, but it's something you can get from War Domain. Prey empowers your divine energy weapons, deals 1d4 additional radiant damage, which for okay, no, there's no additional effect. I mean, it's a fine spell. It's not amazing. Like, I think, isn't it as good as Magic Weapon? Magic Weapon's like a +1, isn't it, to attack and damage? +1 to attack rolls and damage rolls, which is okay. I guess this is debatably, I wouldn't say it's debatably better. It only targets yourself. 1d4 radiant damage. It's kind of like a watered down, like, paladin ability compared to the other subclasses. I mean, it's fine, but, like, Shield of Faith as well. Yeah, +2. I mean, the spells are fine, but, like, the extra attack is, like, where this class shines. Especially if, although using anything with a monk, that's, what was it, a monk weapon, which is either something a weapon that is not heavy or two-handed, where you can then use flurry of blows. But this subclass definitely not defines, but justifies speccing into strength if you really wanted to. So, like, if you wanted to, like, wield a great axe and then just use a war priest ability to, like, do another great axe attack, then you very well could. I don't know if you cast Booming Blade. No, it was a bonus action, so I don't think you would be able to cast Booming Blade. But even so, like, you could Booming Blade the first attack, or like Lightning Lure, or Green Flame Blade. Like, you know, I actually Lightning Lure and Green Flame Blade, I'm pretty sure DLC, not DLC, but mod spells. But even so, okay, assuming they don't exist, it's just Booming Blade, because that's the only official one that's added. But even so, Booming Blade is still, like, you get a lot of damage from that, and then you only increase your damage, although you only get 3 charges per long rest. That's kind of the only downside. But yeah, gaining martial weapons and heavy armor, again, Allows you to go thingy. Allows you to go strength based. Would I say this is as good? Am I good? Am I fucking? I mean, I definitely think this is better than knowledge for sure. I think this. Would I say this is better than Tempest? There's, I think the only caveat is that Tempest has like no, like you can deal 3 damage without needing to it just counts as a reaction. They just only need to make a saving throw. So like you can do that as many times so long you have like the health for it. Although your health is like okay, that's the only thing. Like you're not gonna get like a ton of health unless if like you have like aid casted or something like that. Or unless you get for like, what was the class that gives you like additional health? I think isn't it I think it's Mountain Dwarf that gives you like additional HP equal to your level. If I'm not mistaken. It's a reaction type by an attacking creature. It's a successful saving throw after storm. I mean, I think these spells. I mean, I guess it's like good supportive usage. I'm just debating whether it's like as good or better. I'll probably say this is peak. This is a pretty peak ability, or pretty peak subclass with a pretty peak ability for like a single level dip. And then this is just, and this is very good. But anyway, you're probably wondering what is the last subclass, and if you probably have guessed it if you know what the subclasses are in Baldur's Gate. And you're gonna see where I'm gonna go with this. Actually, let me get the page up first and foremost, because it is just that good. Honestly, this probably deserves a tier of its own. It is like like the Metamite tier of like a single level dip, and that is of course, as you would imagine, the Hexblade Warlock. This is a more class-defining or build-defining subclass, more so than just being allowed to build strength and go from there. Like, proficiency, medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. You can bind your weapon to you to let your charisma modifier instead of strength or dexterity. So honestly, like, you don't even need to worry about that. Like, hey, if you want to use this great axe, go fucking nuts. Like, you're using your charisma for, after all. You can bind a weapon so it becomes magical. You cannot drop it and throw it. You become proficient in it if you're not proficient in it already. Although you get proficiency in martial weapons, so like you already have proficiency in it anyway. So I don't know why that's written there. And then when you attack, you might curse them, which then goes into like. Those roll targeting bonus equal to proficiency bonus. So effectively it's expertise, but on your attack rolls. A number you need to roll a critical hit when attacking is reduced by 1. Which synergizes well with... Which is one that reduces it? It is... Which subclass was it? That lets you reduces your thingy by 1. Critical strike. There was something that can critically strike. So yeah, this is like the build if you want to go like I guess like actually I want to check with Tempest Domain. That's also heavy armor proficiency as well. Yeah, I just remembered. So like this with like this or this. If you wanted heavy armor, and you could like build anything pretty much and use your charisma. And you can, I mean, I wouldn't advise dumping dexterity because it's still a very useful stat. But then you could have like okay, like decent dex, dump strength, have okay wisdom, and then you can just go to town with like like centralize your build on some dexterity, a lot of intelligence for like the wizard spells, and then a lot of charisma for this, basically. Because yeah, with Hexblade Curse, like I said, gain expertise, effectively expertise, with your damage rolls against a target. You have reduced critical roll, and if target dies, you will gain hit points equal to your charisma. Your warlock level, which is charisma mod, which is only ever going to be 4, but like it's whatever. Like everything else is just so good. Like this doesn't even matter. And then you gain like shield, which is a pretty baller spell to learn. Because normally I would learn it on a wizard. Sorry, not wizard, on sorcerer. But then that frees up a spell option if you wanted to get a different spell. And then you get Wrathful Smite, which is the only way to get it for a level 1 dip without having to invest in 2 levels of Paladin. So it deals additional D6 psychic damage, wisdom save, and possibly frightens a target, which very good, just really good. Yeah, you can certainly see why this is the peak. Why this is this is like the subclass. This should just honestly be S at like S tier, like S. This will probably go over, but hey-oh, I'll probably say S. S for S tier for this. This is probably so good that this needs its own tier, honestly. I wish I could like make this look neater. But hey-oh, it is what it is. I'll probably say like these two might be on top of okay, or just in whatever the B tier equivalent is, B or C tier. But yeah, that is the subclass list for which ones I recommend. So if you just simply go with this, and I would probably say, did I say crown? I did say crown, yeah. So this and this. Those are the ones I recommend. Being a Hex warrior that wages war for the sake of Baldur's Gate while also wielding storm magic. Pretty based, honestly. How even going with this, and this still has its uses for sure. But if you want flavor wise, you could probably go, if you want someone like dark and edgy, this, and then like any of these. I mean, how going with Hexblade is still fitting. This is just purely for theming. But if you want something to tank, oh wait, wasn't the war? No, there was no. I think the one was thinking that the crit buff was another warlock one, which yeah, you're not gonna be able to stack. Yeah, that is to crit. Yeah, whenever you land a critical hit, Hexblade reduces that chance by 1. So yeah, this is just very versatile. Crit builds. You can go straight. You can go with like heavy armor build. You can go no armor build. You can more or less kind of just build anything with this, so long you have like high enough charisma, and then you just stick the rest in, like I said, in intelligence, and then do what you will with the other stats. Because yeah, that is that's kind of silly, not gonna lie. Only thing that'd be sillier is if there was some way you can gain whatchamacallit, an armor defense using charisma instead of wisdom. But yeah, that would be pretty wacky. So anyway, with that, let me change screen now to... Is this one? No, I'm already on that anyway. It is... lastpaint.net. This one. Save. Which is our race slash... Actually, I want to keep this here, so then I can check him. Races slash species tier list for Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna do this in just a moment. I need a quick whiz, and I will be right back to you. Because I know, like, some of these species slash races, whatever you call it, some of them have changed and whatnot. So I'll be going through them just so humans there. I think Dragon Ball's gone unchanged. For some reason, it's the last on the list, which I don't know why. So do so many damage. Yeah, I think this is before they added Dark Vision to Dragon Ball. So yeah, you gain Breath Weapon that deals 2d6 damage. So like if I say, like, let's look at Acid Breath, and I think it's, yeah, Charge from Short Rest. I prefer that the buff that they gave in the new edition, where like you can use it as many times as you go to proficiency bonus, and they give them Dark Vision. Because like a single breath weapon, which can vary based on damage, really depends on you know, on usage. Not usage, but like where you are. So like for an example, like poison damage, like there's a lot of things that resist poison damage, there's a lot of things that resist fire damage. Not many things for like, I think there's not many things that resist acid. And I think only a handful of things resist lightning. So like there are some damage types that are just better than others. But in saying that, I would probably, do I stick it in the? I think at best this varies. I think at best you could probably get some mileage out. Like it's kind of like some of them are kind of like a double-edged sword, where like, okay, if I get like poison resistance while also dealing poison damage, it's like, okay, I resist a very commonly resisted type that you get like a few actually I think that's more applicable with fire, where like there's a lot of things that deal fire damage, but there's also a lot of things that resist fire damage. Oh hey, my my lava lamp's back on. All I had to do was nudge my desk. Oh yeah. That's one way for that to work again. So yeah. That's the Dragonborn. I think it's just okay. I think it's here at work. Niche slash. I just say it's niche. Good. Then we got great. Then we got amazing. Or maze balls if you wanna be quirky, whatever. I was gonna put amaze balls inside, not to, but anyhow. Anywho, dwarves. So was it Dark Vision? You have advantage against. So you resist poison damage, and you have saving throws against poison. You gain proficiency. That's already more than Dragonborn, honestly. Like this is already better. So then you gain an additional hit point per level. So effectively just equal to your HP, which is pretty good, honestly. Even for like just any class, just having more hit points just better. Armor training, which you just gain armor quicker. Then Dwager, which you gain additional spells. Character creature advantage and saving throws against illusions and against being charmed or paralyzed. Which is, yeah, just very bulky. So superior dark vision, very useful. Dwager resistance, and then you gain Dwager magic. Guys, I think Dwager might be the best choice. It's like, what do I want? Do I want one additional hit point per level? Do I want proficiency in light and medium armor? Or do I want superior dark vision, Dwager resistance, and then get some... access to the following... You gain access to the following cantrips. Where? Or do I want a spell casting on top of everything? Wait, did I get a spell? Wait, let me see this. BG3 Dwager character creation. Dwarf Dwager. Let me just skip to like Oh the shit. Oh, are they just like literally making the face? Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Most underrated racing game. You're probably right, honestly. If I were to go with with any other dwarf subclass, I would probably say it's like in B tier, like good. Like I wouldn't say it's like incredible, but like I would say like the Dwager alone is probably great. Like that's an insane subclass. Like I also want to check like what's a cantrip we can learn. It'd probably Stain great, if not maybe yes. Character creature tutorial. I just simply want to see the cantrips. Is it no wait. I was gonna say is that no. I've already got any wizard spell for a second, not or any wizard cantrip, but it's literally because they're playing a wizard. But I want to see the. Okay, maybe it's on Flex Life. It says like you gain following spell, and then it doesn't elaborate. So like, okay, I gain enlarge and invisibility. Both are very good in their own right. No, that's not the Flex Life. It is this one. Don't they gain? Isn't it Mage Hand? No, I know Gif Yankees gain Mage Hand. Oh, come on, fucking bad gateway. Let me take this off. Okay, that's better. Or did you not gain a cantrip? I mean, even if they don't, like, it's still very, very good. I can't fault it. Let me turn this back on. Cool. Yeah, I mean, Dwager might float in amazing, because that is stacked. Like the proficiencies can obviously go, like obviously I know that's probably more useful early. Assuming like you go like the level order of like you go monk, then warlock, then probably like paladin after that, then sorcerer, wizard, cleric, so on and so forth. Like, getting this early is, like, very good, especially if you want, like, go Hexblade. Pick up a... Well, I mean, if you go Hexblade, you gain proficiency in martial weapons anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But, use light hammers and axes with, like, your dexterity mod for, as a monk. Just so useful. Drawn resilience. Yeah. Yeah, this is just unsurprisingly very good. I'll see if like Dwager. Is there a Dwager here? If not, that's fine. I just thought like it just better represents why I put in A tier. Okay. Never mind then. Next slot we have is Elf. And this is basically just between like Wood and High Elf, because Drow was separately for some reason. Proficiency, long swords, short swords, longbows, and short swords, dark vision as well. Fey ancestry, which is pretty useful. High elf, you gain a wizard cantrip, use intelligence as the casting stat. Which, I mean, for this build is like you'd probably want some sort of utility. Like friends is good, but then again, there's a lot of opportunities to like learn friends. Like be like bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Like you probably take that as like your warlock cantrip, to be honest, or at least I did. What would you go here? I guess Booming Blade is like very good if you want Booming Blade early. Like that's probably the only thing I can think of, because it doesn't use your spellcasting mod; it uses your weapon mod. But then gaining 5 feet of movement and stealth proficiency is also really fucking good as well. So yeah, this is very tricky. You have to see. So Dwarf, Dragonborn. Yeah, I'll probably say like Elf isn't great. Or even like in good, actually. I'll probably say it's in good. Like, additional... like, I mean, what would I base this off? Like, probably, I would say Wood Elf is, for this, is slightly the better choice. High Elf can be better if you, I mean, I would probably say High Elf is as good, if not better, if you go Booming Blade or Friends, debatably. But then again, like, spells like that, you would probably get, or likely get elsewhere because of the amount of classes you're multi-classing with. Proficiency spell, your movement is increased by 5 feet. Like, unless you haven't got stealth already, like, that's still probably very good. Dark vision, fear, ancestry, magic company to sleep, and then not being charmed is also. Oh yeah, you also get perception. Okay, yeah, this is great. What am I talking about? I might say it's above dwarf, just by a bit, but Dwayga's still like a fantastic choice either way. And now for the other elf subclass, subspecies, if you will, the Drow, which there is no Drow option here, so I just picked an Azamar as like the placeholder. It's like the closest thing that looks like it. It's actually slightly different because it gives you rapier, short sword, and hand crossbow proficiency, which I don't know if it's necessarily worse. I mean, it's less, but arguably worse. Then you need superior dark vision again, Fey ancestry, perception, and then you gain dancing light, which is it's okay. Like, it's useful if you need to see things in the dark, and that's really it. Fairy fire, which is very good, and then darkness, which is really fucking good. Probably, maybe one of, if not the best, like second level spell you can learn. So, I mean, I went with this because, like, I thought, like, that it's sort of, it's pretty well-rounded as a race, in my opinion. Like, gain, you know, free perception skill, getting a bunch of, you know, weapon proficiencies. I know I got these anyway from Bard, so this didn't make all too much difference. Better dark vision and whatnot. Like, the more I see this, the more I think I probably should have gone on Dwayga, to be honest. Honestly, I would probably say... Well, I say this is lower. That's tricky. You gain a pretty good bang for your buck for being a Dwayga, to be honest. The only thing is, I don't know why it says you gain access to following cantrips. I think that's meant to say you have access to following spells. But yeah. Big invisibility. Oh yeah, I forgot there was about Firebolt question mark. Firebox causing a fireball explosion. Mumbling wizard. Oh, it's literally okay. It's just literally cool. That is just like a mistake. Oh, it's no longer a case. Okay. Fire cleave. Oh yeah, I forgot there's like a bunch of like other stuff like that. Veil. Oh yeah, Veil of the Weird. Invisibility of 5 creatures. Sulfur Lash, which is just like Thorn Whip. Pulling Web, which is... No, that one's like Thorn Whip. Which one's Sulfur Lash? Except uses a bonus action and its base damage does not scale with level. And it deals less damage as well. Moonmelt, which is pretty much just least difficult enemies, start to turn these fast, my mistake. Saving throw, missed difficult terrain. How big is this area? 60 feet, 30-foot radius. Each ally weapon like just you know, 1d4 radius damage from hit with. Oh, actually. Okay, that's kind of a unique thingy. I might add that. How did I not see that spell? Moonmote, cantrip, cleric. Yeah, make that cleric cantrip. Why not? But anyway, I'll check that out later. I can't believe I missed that when I was adding spells, and then I I might rework Ensnaring Shock, maybe. Which is also a cantrip. Moon Mode, and then rework Ensnaring Shock. Inaccessible. I'll come a Spark Promise. Electrifies the surfaces the target walks on. Okay, but anyway, that's something completely separate. I'm fucking fascinating. I'll probably say no, I'll probably say Drow is great. When I go all these up, like just getting like fairy, like at first I would probably say it's good. Maybe I wouldn't say it's okay. No, I'll definitely say it's better than Dragon Ball. No, this is like, I think Dragon Ball is, I'm sorry. Dragon Balls are cool and all, but like, I just think like they just need like the 2025 buff. Like, they really need like the dark vision and additional like breath weapons. Like, because if you're someone without like resistance and you don't have your breath weapon up, like what are you doing? Like what do you have after that? Like, you know, you get like you get perception, you gain like charm resistance, can't be put to sleep by that magic. You gain magic, dark vision. Oh, you better stealth from elf as well, by the way. Which I'm thinking about. I probably should have gone wood elf. But even so, like the spells you get from Drow are still like really good. I only went with Drow because of like a lot of the interactions in game. If we were to go based off of like an interaction thing, I'd probably say like Drow is like still up here. This is more of like a scaling one, honestly. But would I say that spells are better compared to Dwager? I mean, they get a cantrip, I guess. It's debatable. Invisibility is really good. Darkness covers like an area, like you could use it as cover and then just pop in and out and attack. Fairy Fire, you know, advantage on like a lot, you know, people within like a cube. Basically marks them. That's very useful. But Enlarge is also like increased carrying capacity, increased damage. All that. Recharge long rest does not require concentration and does not use. Yeah, I know it doesn't use spell slot. If I check Drow, I know. Isn't it the same? Okay, no. That's how we use console. I mean, it makes sense because Darkness is just a really good spell. And yeah, it makes sense to recharge after long rest as well. Doesn't surprise me there. But yeah, I think the spells that Drow gets, like, knocks it up to here. That and, like, Perception thingy is just really fucking good. Half Elf, which honestly is, like, pretty different. Civil Militia, which also humans get. Which gain proficiency in spears, pikes, halberds, glaives, light armor, and shield. There's quite a few species subraces that grant armor proficiency. Didn't gain dark vision. Only yeah, 40 feet. Fey ancestry. Didn't even gain cantrip. And then gain either just any of these. I considered this over but yeah, I mean, technically, like, the weapon proficiency stuff is better than what you get with Drow. The only thing is you just get, like, worse dark vision, and you don't gain perception for free. That is, like, the caveat. So you're basically sacrificing, like, perception and having worse dark vision. When I say worse, is so average. Or taking away superior dark vision in terms of, like, a few more proficiencies. Like, I would say this is probably debatable. I would probably say half elf is like on the high end of good. Like, I mean, obviously it depends what you want to go for. Like, I think Drow is probably, which is weird how like Drow is a separate thing from elves, but like half Drows are like within the same branch as half elves, which is strange. But yeah, wood elves is still really good though. I would say early on, I'll say wood elf is probably the better choice, but like debatably you could say Drows are better because of their, you know, fairy, fire, and darkness. But I guess it depends what you want to benefit from. I would say it's here. Like, for multiclassing with everything, I mean, you could probably say it's like maybe here or maybe around here in like most other builds, but I think for like multiclassing with for the purpose of multiclassing with everything, I would probably say is on the high end of B. Oh, great. And with that, we get 2 gnomes. And of course, they gain gnome cunning, which advantage on intelligence, wisdom's charisma saves. I mean, wisdom's the main one you benefit, you know, big from, because yeah, that's just really fucking good. Intelligence and charisma are still very good in certain respects, what have you. There's that. Then rock gnome, you gain expertise in history checks, and you have dark vision. Forest gnome, I mean, these all gain. Wait, do you gain dark vision? Why isn't dark vision just the base? Okay. I mean, you gain less, like 25 feet movement speed, which is then you gain what was it? You can speak with animals, forest gnome, device law. So that's fine. I think speak with animals is good if you want to go more to the roleplay side and whatnot. Advantage on stealth checks, but I think honestly, advantage on stealth checks though. Like, I think deep gnome is where it's at. I don't think it's even close. It's not a lot, but like advantage on stealth checks, advantage on wisdom. I do think this, like the 5 foot like speed reduction, which is nearly like a 20% speed reduction on average, is kind of like a drawback. But like, I would probably say it's here. I guess like an argument could be made like, yeah, if you have like really good stealth, then like this can like supersede half elf. But like, dude, it's crazy. Honestly, the more like the more I look at these races, like the more I look at like Dragonborn and go like, dude, Dragonborn was done dirty in 5th edition. Like, I'm glad that race was buffed. It really needed it. Fucking hell. Next is Gif Yankee, which honestly I'm surprised there isn't a subspecies for there to be Gif Savai. Because I think that'd be pretty cool if that was included. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it isn't I know Gif Savai are mentioned, but isn't okay, yeah, Orpheus is Gif Yankee. I thought it was Gif Savai, but I thought it'd be quite interesting to have that in the game. Well, you get Astral Knowledge, gain proficiency in all skills corresponding to a chosen ability. So you can get like all intelligence abilities, or all wisdom, or charisma, depending what you want. Very useful, has its uses. Then you can cast Mage Hand and make invisible, which, although yeah, long rest charge, which is worse compared to like the short rest charge you get with regular Mage Hand, unless you have like you get both like vanilla Mage Hand and then Gif Yankee Mage Hand, so like you always have like one Mage Hand like spare. I mean, I think one trumps the other normally, but this is like an enhanced version, so like I would think it should be possible that you know, you can cast you can have both, since one of them is like an edited version, but I'm not entirely sure. Then you gain jump, which triples your jump speed, which definitely has its uses for sure. If you're dumping strength, like I guess this means you have like a decent amount of like jumping. But I think, can this affect any creature? Creature's jumping distance. Yeah, I think it's just any creature. And then Misty Step, which is just like a pretty useful you know, movement thingy. So I would say like Gif is, I would definitely stick it in grey. I would say maybe just here. I think it's still really good. I did consider it on my run to be a Gif. because of like what they got. And then, oh yeah, they also gave more, no, martial quality. Efficiency, light medium armor, as well as short swords, long swords, and great swords. Which technically is similar to like the amount of stuff they get from Azamar, but just a little less. But this is just like, yeah, recharge, long rest. Astral knowledge just lasts the entire day, doesn't it? Yeah, that's just the entire day. Like, I don't know why you would cast this for like do I want to like gain proficiency in athletics, or do I want proficiency in 5 intelligence skills? Scratch his head. This shit, decisions. I'm a proficiency with light. This is tricky, like this is really good. I'd probably say like these are amazing, this is amazing, this is great. Like, I'll probably move everything up, honestly. Like, there's some, like, really good, like, sub-races, like, sub-races, subspecies, like, species options in, what's it? Gosh darn, I still have, like, a freaking, really, like, fucking stuff nose. Me. Would I say this is better than Drow, though? I'm torn. Better dark vision, vantage, and stuff like that. You gain more useful, Okay, if we were to ignore the proficiencies... Although I do think the Githyanki one, debatably, maybe better. I could be wrong on that. Only thing is, this is, if you want to go Great Swords, you may as well go like Hexblade. That's like the only just I could see like going there. Otherwise, you may as well just go with like short swords and long swords. But like getting medium armor early is pretty useful. It just depends like what you go for like subclass. I would say the spells you get for Drow are better. But I think the knowledge stuff you get for Githyanki is better. But I think with like Fey Ancestry and Perception, I think it just tips like Gith. I think it tips like Drow just being like that little bit better than Gith in my opinion. I probably put Gith maybe here. Still really good though. Still like a very good choice. A lot you can do with that. Yeah, like Astral Knowledge just has like such versatility, like what you can do with it. I believe Halfling is next. I guess Half Orc as well. Is Half Orc there? Yeah. Yeah, Half Orc. So Dark Vision, gain proficiency, Intimidation. Okay, and basically gain Relentless Endurance, basically spell of dying effect, where gain 1 HP instead of being downed. And when you land a critical hit with a melee weapon, you do an extra die of weapon damage. So that's very good for like Great Sword or like Battle Axe, whatchamacallit, like Hexblade. Like there's certainly use for it, for sure. I don't think this is as good as the other ones, but like if you wanted to go with like a strength-based like Hexblade, like Warlock-esque build, or like centric build with like, you know, like with War Domain Cleric and what have you, and you want to actually like utilize Rage a fair bit and like benefit from like some of the spells like False Life or Arm of Agathy, or maybe not Booming Blade because Booming Blade you cast beforehand, or like maybe you want to benefit from like Magic Weapon, or like just any spell that doesn't require concentration, or like that you can benefit from like while in combat or elsewhere while you're raging. Obviously if you're raging it's going to be in combat, but even if you're like Find Familiar, like if you want something as like backup, or like another summon, like from if you're gonna cast like Animate Dead, then yeah, I think Half Orc can be like a pretty solid option. I don't think it's as good as a lot of these in my opinion, but it's more tailored to like the niche strength based slash like Hexblade centric build if you wanted to go for like more of like a combat flavored like build pretty much. Now we go on to Halfling after all that. So they gain 25 movement speed, which is enough on them unfortunately. They gain advantage on saving throws against being fighting, which is pretty good. When you roll a 1 for attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, you can re-roll the dice and must use the new roll. So yeah, you can re-roll like critical fails, which is like always very useful regardless of what class you are. You have advantage on stealth checks, which very good. Strongheart Halfling, and then pretty much this is pretty much like Dwarven Resilience, where like advantage saving is going to be poison, resist poison damage, which I forgot that was like an actual. I knew Strongheart Halfling was a thing. I just didn't realize that. I thought it gave like more sturdiness compared to other thingies, but I guess yeah, I would say Lightfoot is probably better in my opinion. Dark but social. Name for themselves. I would say I guess like Halfling Luck is like it's a good ability. I would probably say it's good. I'll probably say it's on the high end of good, only because like Lucky's useful, advantage on stealth check is like incredibly useful. And then like having saving advantage on saves against being frightened, like it's not gonna be useful everywhere, but it will definitely probably have moments where I think against like Answer, I think Answer does have like quite full presence. Dragons normally do, so that'd be good against that. And I'm pretty sure there's like Undead as well that also have like some sort of like frightening thing. I don't know if any of the anything from like the Bane or Baal cultist have anything of such, but yeah, I think it's a solid solid species, solid race to go with. Overall, I think it's more so one you probably want to go for if you like playing a halfling, but that's more so each to their own. And now humans, so a militia, just like half elf, and you gain human versatility. Second additional skill to be proficient in your carrying capacity is increased by a quarter, which is fine. I think this is probably like the one that's like okay. I don't think this is amazing by any stretch. You gain a bunch of proficiencies anyway, which kind of like nullifies it. Additional skill is nice, and additional carrying capacity is also nice, but other than that, you don't really get a lot. I prefer the variant human and 5e where you just pick a feat. Like, I'm sure there's a mod for that. If that was the case, this will probably be like S tier, depending. I guess it depends what set feat you decide to pick. But I guess as the what about the other the base human? You get a +1 in every stat and a skill. Probably it has its uses. I think it might be like it might be still on okay, maybe low end of good. But for this one, I'll probably say it's there. I think it's yeah, just like we humans, we just be mid. Am I right, peeps? But yeah, there's that. And then finally, I said it again, didn't I? We got Tiefling, which gets some stuff here and there. Dark vision, resistance to fire damage, which is useful. Then depending on which Tiefling go, we got Asmodeus, Mephistopheles, and Azariel, which is more so just based on their whatchamacallit? like the spells they get. So Asmodeus ones gain produce flame. They then gain Hellish Rebuke and Darkness, which I think probably one of the best ones, to be honest. Like, to be like, you're not thinking about it. I don't think I ever used any of those with Karlach. I'm pretty sure Karlach is Asmodeus Tiefling, but I don't remember ever seeing an option for any of these. I'm pretty sure she can cast that. I'm very sure she can. Opportunity attack Darkfire. Wait, does she not? No, surely she does. Capture soul, infection machine and weapon. Another arm takes you additional money for fire damage when she is raging. Below drop 25%. Oh, I didn't realize she had that passive. Oh. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, I think Produce Flame's solid. Hellish Rebuke is pretty good. If you're not going to get it already from Warlock, and then Darkness is just very good. Like I said, one of the best second level spells. Mephistopheles gains Mage Hand, Burning Flame, and Flame Blade. Flame Blade is pretty much like a worse Psychic Blade, if I remember. Burning Hand is solid. Casted using a second level slot. Oh, really? I didn't realize it was upcasted. That's additional 1d6, isn't it? Yeah. So it's 4d6 fire damage. I guess that makes it a little bit. Oh, but so is Hellish Rebuke, and that's 1d10. So it becomes a 3d10 reaction spell. And so casted using. What is that second level slot? I didn't even realize. Serving Smite, which is pretty decent. So you're talking fighting 1d6 damage every turn. Up to 10 turns, honestly. Is that concentration? It is concentration. Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty good. Thaumaturgy. Advanced Intimidation performance checks. I mean, honestly, the Zyril Tiefling might kind of pop off. Kind of goes crazy here. Thing from going invisible, which good in some fights. It's pretty like against Yu-Gi-Oh, against what's her name, the Hag, against Dwager as well. There's probably a few others I can't think of from the top of my head. But yeah, there's definitely a fair few you can get your money, you can get your bang for your buck out of. And yeah, this would do 3d6 radiant damage, which is pretty decent. Honestly, I think it's between like the Asmodeus and Zariel thingy. I guess it depends what you value. Like if you value like hand-to-hand combat, you will probably want to go to Zariel Tiefling. If not, then like if you want like, you know, damage on reaction, if you want like control with like darkness, and then Produce Flame, which is okay. Except for Produce Flame. Wait, these spells you Charisma spell except for Produce Flame? Wait, really? Contrary to other spells granted by Infernal Legacy, Produce Flame uses the character's Wisdom stat as a Charisma attack roll. Why? Okay, so we're going with Asmodeus. Sorry, not Asmodeus. We're going with Zariel Tiefling. Like, why is that not Charisma? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I would say it's good. I would say it's good. Would I say it's great? If you count the spell Serving Smite and Branding Spite being unique spells, then yes, I would probably say that. But I think the others kind of just give you a bit more. Compared to Gnome. Let me compare this to Gnome, like Demon Superior, Dark Vision, Invention, Stealth checks. I mean, advantage on stuff is is just like really good. So I think it's just short of great. I think it's just short of great. If you count the spells being unique, like Searing Smite and Branding Smite, I would probably say it's here. Like, Searing Smite is pretty good. Branding Smite, like I said, has its uses. It's just more situational. And like, it's a long rest, so like, it's just like, it's fine. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh wait, did I not fucking... Okay, I didn't check out my fucking thingy. Oh well. Focus thing. Hey ho. But yeah, that is the subclasses of the game. I don't know, would I move anything here at all? I guess it's a good question. Would I say Drow is better than Dwager? It's a hard question. I do think it has better casting. Fey Ancestry compared to It does it show the page? It does. Okay, yeah. Guess illusions. So not only do you get advantage against being poisoned and poison resist, but illusions and being charmed or paralyzed. Okay, yeah. I think Dwager is kind of cooking. that's kind of wacky. Like, if it was like better dark vision and magic, I would probably say like, okay, maybe it's middle of the road. But I'm thinking like that maybe I should have gone Dwager on my run. But then again, I really like having a drow. It's kind of grown on me somewhat. And then so superior vision. Proficiency in perception. Proficiency in perception. Some weapons. Like, Dancing Light is fine. Probably... Oh, would I say Drow's better? It's debatable. Maybe for, like, the dialogue. Like, there's unique dialogue with Drow. Drow? Drow. I don't know why I said it with an L. Okay, if I ignore the proficiencies, because you'll get, like, martial weapon proficiencies at some point or whatever. Both get perception, dark vision. I guess, like, the dark vision kind of just, like, edges Drow to just be slightly better. Not by much, just, like, a little bit. Oh, crikey. God, something has really caught my nose. Oh, man. So, yeah. There's that. That is the list. God. Do I want to do the fucking spells now? There's a lot to talk about. I don't think there's... wait, there's no bursting sinew, is there? No, there isn't. What would I have a... What would be a placement? I'll probably say... Let's say this. Let's say disintegrate. This is bursting sinew. I'll probably say it's like around here. What I'll do... I don't think I'll do all this tonight, because there's just a lot of spells. Do I want to go up to like first level spells? Probably. Maybe a good chunk of first level spells and cantrips. I don't think I'll do absolutely everything because there's just a lot. But that's fine. So so yeah. Anyway, we'll start off with some of the spells. I'll probably finish this on another stream. Maybe the end of... Maybe not one. I might play something else. I don't know. After C, but yeah. So let's see. So Acid Splash is the first one. AoE deals 1d6 acid damage. undoubtedly pretty useful. I wouldn't say it's core to the build. Like, you'll probably use it quite often. Maybe mainly against like really huddled together enemies. But I used it a lot in my run before I got Warlock at level 6, and then I just converted to Eldritch Blast. But yeah, I would say Bone Chill is in, or Chill Touch is in situational. It has its juices, but there's a lot of things that resist or are immune to necrotic damage. Let's just change this up. Nah. Another Pie member. Meh. Yeah, I will say that. But yeah, I think that's fair enough on that. Blade Ward. Blade Ward. Yeah, this just gives you like resistance. Half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. I mean, if you rage, if you have like level 1 barbarian rage, you technically get this, but at the same time, why would you need this? I mean, I guess it's for 2 turns, I guess, but then again, it uses your action, so like, it's just debatably maybe better on a. I don't know if it's male or like better on a Pie member, but then again, what Pie member are you gonna put this on? Like, what Shadowheart's gonna cast on you instead? But it's only yourself for the spot. Yeah, it's just a spellcaster. It just targets yourself. That's meh. Even target another creature, I can like maybe see a use for this, but like, I just think it's just kind of a waste, to be honest. Yeah. Dancing Light. I think it has. It's situationally useful. Not all that much. Like, if you want to see shit from a distance, it is good. If you want to use it in like the shadow place, it's good. But other than that, on Shadow Curse lands and it'd be useful. But other than that, yeah, it's just utility. Oh boy, Eldritch Blast. You know exactly where this is going. You know this is going in S tier. Like, this is probably the most clicked spell past level 6. Probably in like the entire run. I have like spammed this spell. It's literally like, I would look at what I'm doing, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to cast Thunderwave here? Do I want to try Witch Bolt? Or maybe, do I want to like Ray of Frost so I slow them? Oh, actually no, I'll just Eldritch Blast. That has been my decision making 9 out of 10 times. It's like, what do I want to damage it with? And then the answer has always been Eldritch Blast. Like, yeah, it is a cornerstone Warlock spell for a reason. It has been a cornerstone of the build for a reason. And yeah, it's just honestly that good. Like, it's just honestly that good. Firebolt, useful. It's just high damage. Good. It's just good fire damaging spell. Obviously, you use something else if you know, do resist fire like a lot of things do. But other than that, it's fine. It's a fine spell. Friends, I would say depends on your difficulty of run. If it is Tactician, I would say core to the build. But I would say can't sleep on if you're playing on normal or narrative. And the reason being is because, like, Defense is just, yeah, like, having advantage on, like, persuasion, deception, intimidation rolls. I assume performance as well, but how many times you're gonna really need, you know, thingy for performance. Yeah, it's just very good. Phenomenal cantrip. I mean, I had both of these in my Warlock cantrips, and that was the backbone of like Act 2 for me or onwards. Like, it's just that good. Guidance, yeah, you can imagine that this is like, can't sleep on. Like, 1d4 to every like ability check, and as a concentration. I know that's the one caveat, it's a concentration, but even so, like, it's still very useful regardless. of that. But yeah, phenomenal spell. So easily spammable. This is Bursting Sinnoh. I did not use this spell myself. Technically, this is situational, but I can certainly see a useful how or why you would use this. Obviously there is like a whole like hoop to go around where you could like get corpses, lay them down in some way, and then you can cast a spell. Like that can happen. So technically, I mean, it is technically it's situational. It's not wrong in it being situational. However, like, what was it, 10-foot radius, one like piercing damage? I mean, it's a dex save, that's the only caveat. But if you really want to go out the way for the hassle to like make this spell work, I'll probably say it's useful. I'll probably say it's here. Like the only thing is, it's not as. I mean, I'll probably say it's not as useful as Acid Splash, because you could just like do this with whatever. Like you need like a fuel. You need like a source. Like there's an actual like spell component to this, and that's a dead body. Like actually one of the few things in the game that needs a spell component. So that's like the one thing that holds it back. Lights, honestly, pretty like maybe end of here. In that case, I'll probably say this is here. Like high enough situation. Like mainly because of like Act 2. And instead of just spamming Dancing Light, just having a light source on you is just very fucking useful for that. And just having like a light on something, like maybe you can create distraction. I've actually not tried it, but I imagine that you could probably use it for that. And then like, you know, set up a surprise attack and take it from there. Yeah, that's pretty useful. Mage Hand. I think it is honestly pretty cringe that Mage Hand is as a recharge and short rest. Like just let it free. Let it be a cantrip. Why have we got this restriction? Like come on. It's not like just make it be unable to damage things, which I mean it doesn't even attack anyway, so like I don't see what the problem is. I'm sure there's probably something in playtesting, but like just let the cantrip free on it, to be fair. Probably say it's like here. I would say no, you know what? I'll probably say it's here. If I had no use, it'd be here, but because it does, it's here. Like I'm just thinking of the general principle of the spell. I think Poison Spray's meh. I think this is another light spell. It has a dual use. Technically, the fire part of this, like the fire hurling part, is useful in theory. But like, you may as well just get Firebolt. Like, you're gonna be hurling Firebolt, to be fair, and you can just cast light on there. So I'll probably say it's here, to be honest. Minor Illusion. I would say, honestly, see, Ray of Frost is here, and I'll say Minor Illusion. It's pretty cool. Like, I didn't use it all too often, but when I did, it was just like, I remember, like, I think it was the Gith Yankee fight in Act 1, where, like, they're on the bridge, or they're on that checkpoint, which goes to the crash. I remember using Minor Illusion to lure them out to the bridge, where we were. So then, basically, we baited I baited every single Gith, and then I just funneled them through there, because like some of them couldn't jump for some reason, despite them knowing jump. Some of them like burned their Misty Step just to get closer, not even on past the bridge, but just for movement, which is crazy. And yeah, like, if you could set this up, like, this could be a really good distraction spell if you want, like, sneak past people. Or if you want, like, set up, like, ambushes. Like, yeah, this is just very fucking good. And Ray of Frost is very high up is because, like, it might deal less damage than Firebolt, but there's less things that resist cold damage. You can deal double damage if you wet people. That, which I never utilized myself, but yeah, I can imagine that certainly has its uses. And on top of that, yeah, like slowing people is just very useful. Like it's very good for like repositioning. Debatably, like can't sleep on. But I think it's more useful if you want to I mean, it's pretty cool. I never spammed it myself. I think it's pretty cool. What's this? Resistance? Oh, I want to keep this one up. Resistance. No, I already got resistance up. Oh, that's Bait what I'm thinking of. Resistance. I meant spell. Trip. So he's 1d4 bonus to saving throws. At least this one targets someone. I would honestly say this has a use. I would say this definitely has a use, but I think another party member. Probably. I think there's a lot you can do. I just think like using your action to like make a saving throw better for someone, like it has it, like it can be useful if like against like hold person or like a wide AoE damaging spell that can do a lot of damage that you want to like ensure you like half the save so like you're not down, your ally doesn't get downed. But which, yes, technically would go into situational, but I think, like, someone like Shadowheart, which are obviously being the main cleric, I think they will just benefit more from this, to be honest. Like, that's what, that's why I think just, yeah, I just think it would just be better if they had it. Sacred Flame. I could say this is better on another party member. But it depends if they ever hit it. But to be honest, I don't think that the chance is going to be that much higher. With playing a Tav. Would I say this is situational? Technically, there are things that are like vulnerable to radiant damage, so I would say it's like probably better than like so many spells. I think Bursting Sigil does have more uses. Sacred Flame is just held back by the fact that, I mean, on one hand, you don't have to see the target, which is useful. But on the other hand, it's a case of it barely hits. I know this would probably barely hit, but at least, like, this is an AoE. Even if you have to set up for it, like, there's probably some bullshit ways of, like, you can push a corpse, like, or shoot a corpse out in a distance, or just chuck them with like Karlach or something, and then just blow it up. So you effectively have like a corpse grenade, which would be pretty interesting to see that happen. Shillelagh, yeah, I think this is better on another party member. This is just it's pretty much wisdom mod, unless if you I mean, I don't think there is a way you can learn it from another class unless you have like some sort of like whatchamacallit, I don't know, like a modded like subclass or something, or custom subclass where like, oh, you can add your intelligence mod or charisma mod to Shillelagh. Then I would argue has its use. Shocking Grasp, I didn't use this a bunch, but I can definitely see the use for it. More so for like repositioning and whatnot. I definitely picked this for Sorcerer when I got level 3. But other than that, yeah, I don't think it's like the best melee cantrip, but it's still like, it still has like a pretty solid use. Thaumaturgy, what was it? Intimidation and Persuasion? I think it is. I'm sure this has its uses. For sure. Probably, I mean, there's probably more uses than light, for sure. Probably more uses than shocking grasp. I never got thaumaturgy. I don't think I ever casted it, actually. I'm pretty sure it would have been useful for my character. But if you're playing a high charisma character, then yeah, it's definitely going to, I mean, debatably, you could say it's core to the build. Excuse me. Let me check thaumaturgy, spell list, spoken mode, 3 spells, wisdom. Yeah, I know about that. Thaumaturgy. Oh, it's performance as well. Oh, it's performance. Okay, so it's like, it's like, okay, we could do better. Okay, it's definitely not core. It's certainly situational. If you have high charisma, this will probably shine. But like, yeah, I mean, you'll get bard eventually, so you will probably have a few performance checks you can do. I don't know, in addition to being bard, the performance checks anyway. Barbarian gives you like intimidation checks, but that is until like, unless you decide to get like, as like the final class, because yeah. I think there's like a few rogue dialogue and fighter dialogue that also is intimidating. I think sorcerer as well gets a few intimidation lines. But other than that, I just think there's like a few uses for it. Thornwhip. Technically, this is useful. I would say this is useful if you're going with more of a tanky build. I could certainly see the value for it. But, it's more of a case of... Yeah, I think putting someone close to us is only good if you have, like... Maybe combat with something? Oh, God. Like Spirit Guardian. And go... And then, you can just take it from there. Yeah, I would say this is better than thaumaturgy. Like, without question. Probably say thaumaturgy maybe falls a little bit behind. I'll say bone chill's probably better than produce flame. This is probably better than maybe bone chill's better in some situations. It really depends. It really depends. True Strike. Yeah, this is like the most meth spell of all time. Yeah, let me use an action to get advantage on my next attack when statistically making 2 attacks is just better. I wish this was like the 25 version of it where like you can... You could use your spell mod for an attack roll, and then when you go, and then it scales with level, so 5, 11, 17, you actually then deal, like, radiant damage. Which, oh yeah, that's the thing, it's like, you could either decide to deal radiant damage, or, what was it? It was either radiant damage, or your regular weapon damage. So you could basically bypass resistances, which, yeah, if that was this True Strike, I would probably say it's like maybe around here, maybe end of useful, maybe situational. I would say it's useful at least because you could bypass resistances, but yeah, this sucks. God, Vicious Mockery. Technically, so I used Frostspikes. I had the Xanathar Guide spells. And Tasha's spells as well. Tasha says, it's not Hedge's Cauldron, Cauldron of stuff. I can't remember what the book is called. Oh god. I'm yawning quite a bit. It's fun. It's a fun spell. It technically has a use. I would argue with this core. I would argue it's a core spell. Although I used Frostbite more and I went with, it's not Dissonant Whispers, it's... Oh god, what was it called? It was another thing, is it? No, Curse of Terror? Like Whisper Terror or something, where like, it's like it deals psychic damage and you reduce the target speed. I think I went for that instead. But then again, if I had Ray of Frost, then I probably didn't need it. I can't remember what save it was. If it was a Wisdom save or Charisma or something like that. I can't remember. But either way, in the base game, I think Vicious Mockery is as good. If not, maybe a neater option. Animal Friendship. Is there an actual use for this? There probably is. I just don't know what it is. Friendship. Convince the beast not to attack you. Just if your spell ends. That's for a minute. Fashion charisma checks and dialogue. Okay, yeah, this is like the definition of situational. Technically, yes, but you also need speak with animals in order for this to be useful. Yeah, Armor Biography easily can't sleep on. I think it's just very, very good. This is probably just here. Then Arms of a Dart. I never really used it. I could I mean, doesn't it like? I mean, you can't like hang on, Arms of Hadar. Yeah, it prevents taking reactions. Which is useful if you want to like prevent people from taking opportunity attacks against you. Like, technically there is a use. I can certainly see this being useful. I just never like. I mean, I went with like Hex and Armor Biography, so I never really picked this spell up. So technically, what I say is as core. I mean, you would have like a really good AC anyway. I had like between. It was between my AC was like between 18 to 20, so I was pretty tanky as is. I would say it's here. Like, there's definitely use for it. But like, you only get 2 Warlock spells, and there's a lot of like competition. Like between like Hellish Rebuke, Armor Biography, Arms of Adar. I mean, there's a bunch of other ones. Like. Let me see the spells. Charm Purge you can get from elsewhere. Expedition Retreat you can get from elsewhere. Same with Witch Bomb protecting good and evil. Yeah, like those are probably like the I'll speak the 3 spells you want between Armor Biography, Arms of Adar, and Hellish Rebuke. Very likely you want what you call it? Where's my screen not leveled? Hang on, let me just level this up. Oh come on, I want to center this. Wait, let me stretch the screen. Oh, okay, that's as much as it can be stretched. So what if I like sticky? Can I make it? I would have stuck. Nah, okay, nah. Keep it like this. Just don't see the part underneath. My my TV has a weird resolution. Just don't mind that. Bless. Technically, this is a spell you can't sleep on. Except I did. Debatably, this is better on another party member, for sure. But like, if you wanted to cast this, which wouldn't be a bad idea to be honest. Like, Bless is a very good spell. I could see this being core. I could see this being a core spell you would want to prep. I think either this, sometimes Create Destroy Water, or Sanctuary are like the probably like 3 spells you're gonna prep from like the Cleric's spell list, like the most. Like Cure Wounds and Healing Word will just fall off. Guiding Bolt has its uses, but like if you're gonna make an attack roll, you may as well use like Dissonant Whispers or something. Like, have like the disadvantage on like an enemy attack roll, so you know, advantage on yours. Although there is a use for either case, but like, you just have like a better save DC and whatnot if you just had Dissonant Whispers. Save for like any other. But like Witch Bolt, Commander Corp, but yeah. Bane. I think Bane, it's good. You can target an additional creature per spell level you expend. Technically, it's useful. I don't think it's as good as Bless. Bless is instant. Like, there's a saving throw for Bane. I'll probably say it's here. Like, I could see like the use for it for sure. Burning Hand is technically situational. I would probably say it's above Sacred Flame. Only thing is, like, it's an AoE, so... which gives it purpose, for sure. It's just, yeah, dex save is just kind of rough. Understandable, but pretty rough. Charm Person. This is going to be core either way. I'll probably say it's, like, end of core. I'll probably see Bless is, like, up here. It's just, yeah, Bless is very fucking good. Charm Person. I never charmed a whole lot, but like, because of how common the spell is, you're probably gonna be prepping it one way or another. Very likely. I'll be surprised if you skipped out on this. So it's more so core, not just because like it has a good use, but because it's so prevalent in like the about spell list. So like it kind of just ends up becoming a core spell just because it exists everywhere. Chromatic Orb. This one is really useful. I don't if you have high in, well, I guess it depends if you're a sorcerer or wizard of which side of which class you're casting this with effectively. Yeah, this is just, I wouldn't say it's core. Like, it's still very good. Like having like different damage types that you can choose as bypass resistances. Like, it's just very, very useful. So you always gotta deal with like a pretty consistent damage. Even if it's just this spell. Oh man, I should go to bed. Maybe not shortly, but like probably stop streaming shortly. Color Spray. This is the base version from 5th edition. I wish it was the 25 version where the con save, we can blind a creature for 1 round. It's simple but effective, and it's in a cone as well. This one is based on health, and although the blind lasts longer, it's just gated by health pretty much. At least I'm pretty sure it's health. I know sleep's the same as well. It's probably situational. Like, I could see this being useful in some fights, but it's not something I'll go my way for. Do I say the? Like, I think Animal Friendship is more situational. Yeah, I'll probably say that. Like, you're gonna probably cast Dancing Lights more than Color Spray. I actually can't remember if I even cast it once, to be honest. Command. Honestly, I barely use this, but I would argue it's core. Even if I barely cast it myself. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of other spells that's gonna compete for this spell. Yeah. Like, I know, like, Shadowhawk can easily have this spell prepared. You can have people flee, you can, you know, have people drop their weapons, you have people halt, or you can move. Like, there's a lot of, like, good ways you can manipulate this spell to your advantage, for sure, in combat, so I can certainly see, like, the use of it existing. It's just a case of, maybe I should have used it more myself. It's like one of those, like, in hindsight, maybe I should have. Speaking of hindsight, create Destroy Water. Probably a very useful spell. I'll probably say it's here. Probably one of the best utility spells. Like, yeah, being able to wet someone to deal additional cold or lightning damage is just really good. Taking out fire is also really good. Particularly with certain sections. Like whether it be that burning building in Act 1. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the north of like that of the wilderness. And where near like where that Null pack is. Then there's also like the Hellfire segment in like Act 3 in like the House of Hope. And then just like any fiery terrain and whatnot. It's just good to like use it for that. I don't know what you destroy water with like specifically. Maybe there is like areas that's like it's water and like you're against like an electrified enemy and like this could become useful. But that's certainly more on the situational side. But I think if like your offensive use, I think it's really good. Definitely. Is this Cure Wounds? I think it is Cure Wounds. Better with another Pi member, easy. This one falls off. It's that simple. Disguise Self. So an interesting thing what you can do with Disguise Self is that you can have access to other dialogue options for like different races / species that you wouldn't normally get, which I think is really interesting. I think this is more useful. I would probably say it's here. I think there's probably, if you want to get like certain dialogue, then you could. And obviously you want to disguise yourself for like whatever reason, like avoid the law or whatnot, and like Act 3 or whatnot, or to like do shenanigans and then disguise yourself, then yeah, I can see like a purpose for this. That and like it's a pretty prevalent spell, so you could probably get this prepared like one way or another, even if it's just based from the wizard. Dissonant Whispers, technically it's a useful spell. I would probably say it's core very easily. Maybe a little less than this. Just largely because like it does like pretty good damage. No, it doesn't Vicious Mockery, which Foxy. That's not a spell, Vicious. One way. It shows Mockery. Oh, disadvantage on the next attack roll, and then Dissonant Whispers is like. It's a similar debuff, I'm pretty sure, if not the same. Ability checks and attack rolls. Fight. Oh yeah, you frighten a creature. Is that what it normally does? Hang on. Let me check. I actually can't remember if it normally does. It must use its reaction. Variable moves far away from you. Creatures and move or dangerous ground on for 6 days. Suffer much damage. Different creature ultimate saves. Okay, so it fundamentally like works differently. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, and it cannot move. Okay, so technically it's better, just by a bit. I actually didn't realize that, but I would probably say it's like maybe here. Using a spell slot for this. I'm just thinking like later levels as well, because like yeah, 3d8 versus 3d6, like this will deal more damage, but this will have like a better effect. Obviously I know this would take up like a spell slot. That's kind of the only caveat with that. Other than that, should be pretty solid. Jump. Technically this should be useful. I would say this is better than another Pi member. Like, I don't think strength is what you're going to be investing in. So, like, technically this is useful. You could argue this is useful. If you're going strength based, I would say this is core. Like, I would say you get a lot of value out of this. But if you're going Hexblade, you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't really need to go with that, unless if you wanted to go with, like, I don't know, some sort of like high crit build using like Great Old One and going with like a strength based build and going heavy armor with like a Clavic domain like Tempest or War. But yeah, I'll probably say it's here. Then another Pi member, unless Asterix going strength based, or you're getting Viconia's Mace and brings your strength up to 18, which it did for mine. But yeah, unless if that's like, you know what? I guess it's situational. I guess on that technicality, it is situational, sort of by definition. So it's kind of like, this is either like, you would either get like some jump speed, which is useful, but at the same time, like, you may as well just get like your lifted power and fly, to be honest, than just have the spell cast. Entangle. I think this one just like roots someone pretty much. And I'm pretty sure it's a strength save. Entangle. That's it. Boost hover speed while staying in the area. Turns ground to difficult. Oh, turns to difficult terrain. Oh, it's an area spell. Sorry, I thought this was like a single target, like get entangled if you target someone and then you like entangle them. Possibly. Cannot move. Another creature uses half action to try and tear away the vines. Creatures are possibly entangled and move half speed while standing in this area. Like, I mean, what was it? Strength save. There's some things that have a sucky strength save. I can see it being useful, like low-key useful. I say light is probably more useful. Maybe about here. Just only because of like, you know, the Shadowlands. Yeah, I would probably say that. How many more do I want to do? Let's do like this, 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 this. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 4, 8, 32, 36, 39. And then that leaves 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 6, 68. So 40. Let me just actually put a row below. Let's do 6, 7, 8. I know what's that? 38, 48, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's 60, 63, 48, 63. Yeah, I'll probably do like most of them. Next time I'll probably like do these a little quicker. Healing word, battle another Pi member. It's healing. It's not going to be all that useful. Hellish Rebuke. It's it's not wrong in saying it's situational. I would actually say it's pretty useful, given like not only you're gonna have like the single warlock slot, but you're gonna obviously have more spell slots you can cast this with. If you're not gonna go with limited powers, like you would always have at least a damaging option from a reaction, which is pretty good. Would I say it's better than Shocking Grasp? I would probably say... I might say Shocking Grasp has more of a use than Acid Splash, to be fair. Although, then again, I use Acid Splash more, or I found more useful in my run. Hellish Rebuke. Let's say it's more than this. It's a good backlash spell, and you can upcast it as well. This is useful if you want to get away from people. I mean, they both have, like, I mean, on a technicality, situational. But this is good against being damaged, and then this is good against being up and close. So, like... I'll probably say this, because, like, this could be activated from any range. And what have you, and it has better damage. You just only need to get damage once. That's the only thing. You'll probably get damage while being a melee, unless if you're, running a melee, casting a spell, and going out. Maybe Misty Stepping as like a bonus action somewhere along those lines. So yeah, I'd probably say that. This is Long Stride? No, this ain't Long Strider. That's Enhanced Sleep. No, this is Long Strider. What are you? This isn't Long Strider. Which spell is this again? Oh, Expedious Retreat. Oh yeah, you can disengage as a bonus action. Oh no, you can dash. Wait, is it you can... Hang on. Is it you can dash as a bonus action? Or you can... Hang on. Expedious Retreat. Dash immediately as a bonus action each of your turns as the spell ends. Yeah, it's technically useful. It has like a little bit of like rogue flavor to it. Even though it's like what you're using for like a caster. Probably, I think that's probably more use than Bane. There's probably I don't think you use in every fight unless if you have like a very particular play style. But yeah, maybe if you utilize like the sneak attack, like a good chunk here and there. Oh hey, there's this code. Not Discord, sorry, Twitch. But yeah, I think. Yeah, I think there's use. I think there's use for it. Fairy Fire. This is, if you can get it, this is pretty cool. This is probably maybe the best spell to prep on Druid if you can't get it any other way. Yeah, no, there's obviously there's Speak with Animals, there's Long Strider. If you don't want to prep the Fire Wizard. What other Druid spells are there that you can go to one are, please? There's not a whole lot. I mean, Good Berry, I guess, but like, again, that's gonna fall off. Ice Life is solid. I actually had that prepped as a sorcerer spell, and then I ended up swapping out because I barely ever casted it. Although it technically does have a use because, like, yeah, it's, you know, it's like both an attack roll and a spell save. So there was some use for it. So this, not this, that you can get elsewhere. Maybe this, although the save would probably suck if you're not gonna, I don't think there's not too much point to fully invest in wisdom, especially when charisma and intelligence is more important. Animal friendship, charm person, create destroy water. Yeah, I think charm person just create destroy water. Yeah, something like that. False life. I wouldn't say it's core. Would I say it's core? I think it's not Arm of Agathy levels. It's still really good though. If you don't have Arm of Agathy, if you went with like Arms of Adar and Hellish Rebuke, I think you could still get away with like False Life. I think it like does a pretty solid job in all fairness. When I say Fairy Fire is here, I need to reevaluate. I'd probably say Command. I'll say Command's better. Fairy Fire. When I say can't sleep on, I mean, it's the best spell I think you can prep on Druid, to be honest. I think it's pretty... I haven't cast this all myself, but, like, I see the value in it, you know? Like, if there's a bunch of enemies you can get advantage on attack rolls, like, that can just, like, stack really well against, like, you know, if you have, like, Laser or Starry in the party, or Will, if he has, like, more than one Beam of Eldritch Blast he can cast. Probably... Yeah, I would probably stick it there. Like, it's also why, like, it's just very useful. What other spells? Featherfall. Technically situational, but, like, pretty solidly situational. There are, like, some accessible areas you can get to that certainly have its justification for to use. Yeah, I could probably stick it out. I don't know how many uses Mage Armor has. Mage Armor? Mage Hand has. Speaking of Mage Armor, found another party member. Just is. Like, what can I say? Then you got Find Familiar, which, honestly, I would say it's pretty cool. I don't think it's an amazing spell, but, like, having, like, a summon that you can get, like, a particular benefit out of, or, like, just going to, like, a hole and, like, getting vision of somewhere, like, it's very useful for that. Like, it's hard to fault it. But yeah. Is that Fog Cloud? Technically situational. Probably here. Grease. Probably say it's low-key useful. Like, is it situational? Yes. I think you can even ignite it, I'm pretty sure. I think normally you can't, but I think in, like, I think this you can. Difficult terrain, full prone. I summon Grease. Vocal Martina. God. I love classic Italian. There is a guiding bolt. Technically this is one of the best cleric damaging spells. It has like crazy damage and has a really good effect. However, for this build, I would normally say, like, if you had really good wisdom, I would say it's core, but like I wouldn't advise having good wisdom because I don't think you need a lot of it for this. It's just the type of spell it is. Is it useful technically? But like, unless you can learn it some other way via like, if you can cast using Charisma or Intelligence, I would argue it would be better. But like, I would only put it. You know what? I'll probably put it like very low useful. Like, I know people are gonna think I'm fucking crazy putting Gardenbot below light, but like, in the context of having a build that you're gonna want to prioritize intelligence and charisma and probably dexterity over other stats, you're not like wisdom is going to sort of, you know, be the dump. May not be the dump, but like it's not a priority thing. Like, you want, like, a +1 maybe at like, the very most. But, like, there's more reason to spec into intelligence and charisma than there is into wisdom. Despite wisdom, ironically, being a more common save compared to, intelligence and charisma combined. Bane. I mean, Bane, like, the best thing with Bane is, like, at least targets more opponents. I would say, like, it has that going for it. So, like, although your spell save is not going to be great, at least, like, you know, you can at least hit people with it. And then And then there's Gynobolt. Very quickly, probably say like Hex. Oh shit. Didn't mean that. I'd say Hex is core. You can't sleep on Hex. There's a reason I went for it. There's a reason why all 4 spells here are Warlocks can be learned by Warlock. 3 of them are exclusive. Hex, I would probably say it's single target. Like, it is not. It's not Hunter's Mark. If this was Hunter's Mark, I'd probably say you can't sleep on it, or put it higher on can't sleep on. I'll probably put it here. The only reason it's not higher is because although I casted Hex more than Fairy Fire, and I think Fairy Fire does have more applications, like you can find invisible creatures as well, which I used against Auntie Ethel, that's her name, the hag I was mentioning earlier. Hex does have the benefit of it is the closest thing to Hunter's Mark you're gonna get in the game. And yeah, I think like the skill check thing is kind of a somewhat of a waste in my opinion, because like, I mean, unless you're gonna like take off strength or dexterity, but it's not against saving throws, it's just against the skills. So like, what's that gonna be in combat? Like, oh, I can't get shoved, or maybe like I can put a disadvantage on someone's wisdom on their perception checks, so like someone can like stealth away. So like, you know, it's striking in position and like do really sneak attack from, you know, the high ground or something. Like in like the Gift Yankee base, for instance. But other than that, like, there are times like this spell is obviously not going to be useful against like, you know, things that resist or immune to necrotic damage, like in Act 2, like you know, I've mentioned a few times now. But yeah, just additional damage, just always nice. And then applying said damage again is just, it's how this build sort of got like reasonable damage like pretty early on, and not just purely from Eldritch Blast. It's just like, yeah, this is just, it's just very, it's a pretty good spell for it to be centric on. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it. One final spell, one more now. Before I head to bed. Heroism. I think this is like can't be frightened, and Levo, and 5/10 hit points. Does it scale? I don't think it does. Can you get more heroic? No. Okay. Oh, you're immune to being frightened. At least you're immune to it. It's not even better on another party member, that's the problem. Unless they can give more temp HP, but that's it. I guess being immune to frighten has it, like, there are uses for it. It's just very situational. I think healing is probably more like, you probably gonna want to like stifle someone's healing more so than like not be frightened by something, but hey ho. Oh yeah, and then here's, I don't know if I mentioned before, but these are audio unobtainable. Actually no, Goodberry is obtainable. What am I talking about? I think I put that extra for as a ranger spell. Yeah, everything here like, wait, that's the right favor, isn't it? Oh wait, okay, that is technically actually to oh, come what they're called in English now. Connectives, I guess. Okay, fucking two more. I'll make it really quick. Fucking okay, Ice Knife. I barely use Ice Knife. It's probably useful. Being both an attack roll and a spell save, like, if it's very hot, it's kind of like a case of like, if they're both really good, then the spell benefits from it. If they're both kind of like mid, then like you're still gonna deal damage either way. So like, this is definitely better than Guiding Bolt, I think. And it's gonna likely be on, like, you know, when your main caster class is like Wizard or Sorcerer. So I would probably say this is like here, I would say. And then I would say Inflict Wounds, I barely use this, but I can see the value of it. It's just a necrotic, like, melee attack. Like, that's it. Like, technically situational? But you probably hit it more so than Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame at least has range and, like, you don't have to see the target. Probably here. I can see more use for it than jumping. And I think for now, I'm going to conclude it there. And then next time... Is that aid? Well, you can't learn aid. Why is that there? I don't know. But yeah. Honorable mentions is the mod spell, Selûne's Dream. Actually, let me go in the end transition. And then I'll talk about it. Honorable mentions go to Selûne's Dream, which heals you but possibly puts people to sleep. So you just stick elves in your party and then no one falls asleep. And if you're playing a drow, that's not even a problem anyway. So you just get free healing and you have to wait 20 rounds for it to gain it again. And a healing scale, so you get 3d6 healing per like level 11, level 12. So like easy S tier. Like the spell is so fucking busted. Like, oh, I'm really low at health. Like, what if I just healed a bunch, explored a bit, healed a bunch, explored a bit, heal some more, and then like you're back to full health before anyone before you even realize it. Like, yeah, that'd be absolutely broken in honor mode if they allowed something like that. But I think the original one is gated by being on a whatchamacallit, on a item that's recharges on a short or long rest. I think it's a short rest it recharges. Can't fully remember. And then the other one was Gorgeous Touch. I think that was on Gale. I barely ever used it. But you can possibly paralyze a creature if they fill a con save. I would say that's probably high-end useful, low-key core. But yeah, other than that, I think, again, you could also argue spell on like Gale because it's more of a protection thing. So like you're not melee range, or like not friend from melee range. But yeah, that concludes today's thingy. I will probably do this tier list again some other point. Maybe not Sunday. I'm going to a gig Sunday. Maybe next Monday I might stream again. But even so, even if it's next Monday, I do have it is well. I'm looking anyway. They're doing the stream idea. Though the one stream idea I keep teasing, the one that has no challenge, that I hope, knock wood, that I can get up and running for next week. I trust I can. There's like 2 more things I need to do and we're up and running. Like, I've been prepping this for so fucking long that like I can't wait to show people. Like, it's gonna be fucking it's gonna be a time, that's for sure. So until then, whether I finish this tier list or I stream my new series, just have to wait and see. So thank you for all the watching. It's always appreciated, especially I see you, Brian, my Dutch friend. Talking about the bar classes, because that's what he seems to like, because how he talks, because he's Dutch, from good old Rotterdam, where have you? What up? I don't think I'll be streaming anymore this week. Probably have to leave until next week, but that's fine. But yeah, it's been a fun one. Holy shoot, it's gone over 3 hours. Gosh darn. So I bid you good night. It's been a fun one, and I will see you all next time. Cheerio, ta-ta, good night.